Now comes the confrontation with the Civil Guard. Can our heroes crush the vicious gangsters who serve Wotan and his racist agenda, and shatter their presence in Capital City? Just when Metal and Bug look to be outmatched, a new hero rushes to the scene. Issue 6, Part 1, Who's the FNG?
When we last left, Bug, you floated the idea that you wanted to check churches.
There's a pretty good Venn diagram here. One, they're working with the Russians, so Russian-run territory is the best places to check. Two, they have already shown an allegiance of some sort to the Catholic Church, which is actually a little bizarre for that kind of bug nuttery, but...
That shows my lack of education more than anything else.
I like the Norse voodoo angle myself.
The Norse voodoo
are all over the map, right?
I haven't figured out how the voodoo angle meshes. The voodoo angle was made more for his opposite.
Right, which we haven't seen yet. So we figured out basically the church with the off-road yahoos in it. There's a whole lot of militia guys. Bug, you want to go stick your toe in that place or whatever you do for your ESP trick to see if that's actually things going on, because I don't want to raid a bingo night?
Right. Sit down cross-legged on a roof someplace and send my army of minions to check the place out.
The top floor hall is packed with militia people, and Rico's there. He seems to be giving a rousing... He's exciting his troops about the need to take things to the next level and purify the city, blah, 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 of all the corrupt influence.
I will hesitate mentioning that to Metal, because I know Metal's more than a little Rico gun shy.
I said Rico kicked the hell out of me the other day.
He passes himself off as a normal-looking dude until he swells into his spiritual-like entity.
Let's burn the building down.
That's a little too murder everybody and let God sort them out for my taste.
Okay, fine, we won't burn the building down.
I honestly don't think it would stop him. I would walk out of a burning building, and we know he's at least as tough as me.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking that we would just clear him of troops again, and they'd start to get tired of the new troops. So
I had a plan for that, if you actually want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
I have a new power not new power, but a new application of my power I've been literally dying to try. And they have all those trucks all parked together. Please let me blow them up.
You want to blow up the trucks?
I want to
blow up the building is bad, but blowing up the trucks is okay?
Well, nobody's in the trucks. They're in there hearing the guy.
There is a collection of dudes hanging out by the trucks.
You want to set the trucks on fire might be a better way to say that, not actually blow them up.
No, blow them up.
How would you do that, Bug?
Bombardier beetle, baby!
Land on it, crush it?
No, I would stand on top of the roof and do a bombardier beetle. I'd do bomb 8 in the center of the trucks.
I guess I'm not familiar with a bombardier beetle.
Basically, a bombardier beetle is a beetle that puts out 2 chemicals, and when they hit, they combust and explode. But in fairness, it's just something I've been dying to try, because it's one of those weird bug powers rather than the standard ones that I use.
Okay.
Wow, hot noxious chemical spray. You've been researching.
If you want to be terrified, research the bug world. If you never want to have a good night's sleep again.
There is other information that your recon did on the inside. Right. Rico is almost like performing a ritual over a big bottle of something.
Oh, we're going now. Go now.
And there's also Malenko is there, and he's bound and gagged on the altar.
Go now.
I will go now. I will actually, we'll do the shock and awe, but we're going to do it a little bit differently this time, if you don't mind. I will land I'm assuming there's a parking lot where all these trucks are.
Let me give you a simple tactical situation here. You have a rectangle box for the hall, and the parking lot, if the front door is to the north, on the north side of the building, the parking lot is on the west side of the building.
My goal is to fly up crater into the area right in front of the parking lot. That should bring people a little closer towards me, and then I will bomb their trucks, and that should get the people out of the building, and then we can tussle in a ruined parking lot as God intended.
It's not a big deal to get one of the trucks to blow up and scatter the guys or knock them down, and they go scrambling to a truck that hasn't been blown up to grab. They're grabbing AR-15s out of the back bed. Another dude looks like it's a light anti-tank weapon. Shoulder.
Well, in fairness, I've been whooping their asses. This was only a matter of time.
Yeah. One of these guys is going to get off that law rocket at you.
Hubris, thy name is Bug.
Effective this law rocket is.
It's going to be really effective because of the way my powers work. I'm not invulnerable when I'm blowing shit up.
That'll be interesting. Let's see how this goes.
Well, it's a combat action. You can always turn on your power, correct?
What?
At the beginning of a turn, a combat
In the beginning of the turn, I can switch it. So, yeah, if you give me, and it makes rational sense that I get the surprise blow up, so I'd be able to shift it before before the fighting really start. I don't think that's too weird.
I'm going to roll initiative for the militia.
9, total of 29.
Jesus.
I'm probably the fastest person aside from Wotan in the game.
And so at the Taco Bell, you hear the truck blowing up across the street.
Okay, well, I guess these chicken quesadillas can wait a second. I don't have a flash ring, so I guess I'll just run. I got my backpack on me, most likely. What time of day is it right now?
It's between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Run to the bathroom real quick and zip on out of there. I guess that kind of super speed, you know how they do in movies and TV shows, kind of everything slows down around him real quick as he realizes some shit. He's like, oh shit, some stuff's going down outside. I'll run to the bathroom, get in and out real quick, and just kind of make my way outside to see what I see.
Directly across the street, on the north side of the street looking south, the west side of the building is where the congregation of pickup trucks are, and one of them is in flames. This is your first chance.
I'm shaking with excitement.
And Metal, what are you going to be?
So first, as an automatic action, I'm going to set down one of my Epidemius cameras so we're filming.
Yep.
Are there any windows in this upstairs room that Bug has spotted, or no?
Yeah. Yep. I think I even got them. There's on the west side. There's 3, and the 3 are spread equidistant on over 3/4 of the building. The back quarter of the building does not have any windows.
I want to rescue Marchenko by having him grabbing whatever's in the room. I don't know what do you call it? I don't know what stuff is there. If it's a metal table, if he's tied up in anything metal, grab whatever's there, and I want to crash him through the windows out the building coming my direction.
How would you do that not knowing where they're positioned? If they're not just clear windows.
Oh, stained glass. This I missed.
Because I didn't bring it up. I didn't say it. But that's... Okay. So...
In which case, I am going to burst out all the stained glass windows.
Okay, Metal, you blew out the windows. Warren, I'm going to give you a chance to, through your turn, to do all your quicko changeo stuff and get as close as you want to the action. But I won't let you take any other action than that.
All right. He would get close enough, I guess, to his first priority would be, seeing the car has exploded, would be to check for innocents and civilians, kind of get them out of the way. He's just going to get close enough to where he can see, okay, there's no, people around, or there is.
There is. There's 5 militia dudes picking themselves off the ground, and in one of the trucks that wasn't on fire, that's not on fire, grabbing weapons out of the bed, AR-15s, and one dude's shouldering this big light anti-tank weapon.
Okay, I'm very nervous.
You should be.
I don't want to get shot, so yeah, I'm just kind of watching at the moment, and being passive.
Bug, what are you doing? I am going to have this guy get a shot off on you, just so you know.
Just cause yeah.
Just because
for cinematic purposes, he's really got to get at least one shot off.
Yeah.
I get it completely.
You're like, okay, here's the guys with the go. Whoa, where did that come from?
I will jump. So basically, I'm in their faces. With the idea being that I'm trying to keep it as contained into this parking lot as possible. So if at all possible, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to jump into their faces and angle it so our fight is contained into a smaller area.
So
which also
go ahead.
Which basically I kind of want to put like the church behind my back, so that when they shoot at me, it goes in. It doesn't go into the street. Is ultimately what I'm trying to say.
So for sheer cinematic purposes,
you or the building.
For sheer cinematic purposes, I want you guys to think about someone at super speed running through a parking lot that's raining stained glass.
Very
just
cool,
for the
actually.
visuals.
Yep, visuals are important. 3 column shifts. It is an effect value of 8. And your resistance value is 8.
No, it's 12 because I had initiative so I could shift my powers. This is going to become very important in just a second.
Yes, because now I just do 3 column shifts back, right?
Right.
And you take 2 body points of damage.
And as opposed to the rocket going through him.
Yeah.
Can I go back a few inches just for dramatic effect?
Of course.
Like slide back but still standing.
Less than a 0 AP is what, 20 feet?
And
so
then
you can get some inches out of that.
If you'll allow me a little bit of soliloquy, I will roll my shoulders and go, my turn. You get to be the first people I beat up with my new mask.
What new mask?
Yeah, we got durable masks. He says we could get extra durable masks. So my T-shirt that I spent all that time thinking about what I'm wearing is now blown off of me.
Parker, I tend to be the fastest person in setting aside from Wotan. You're just slightly faster than I am. So you're going to very likely beat everyone except for the arch-villain.
Be scared first.
They were expecting us. If not today, soon.
You just saw a guy in cargo shorts and a T-shirt wearing a mask. Take a law rocket to the chest. There's a total of 5 that are standing. One just discharged from another side of the truck, using the truck as cover, shooting at Bug and hit him. And the other 4 have their AR-15s that they all locked and loaded, and they're pointing them at Bug.
I'm not too worried about the guy who literally just took a rocket to the chest getting hurt. So no need to really get him out of there. But there's no civilians around. It's really just these militia and then Bug, right? I'll go for 3 of them, and I'll aim to get the ones in the back. Yeah, just get the guys in the back. And I'll just try to get 3 of those ARs out of their hands.
Okay, they get an opposing column shift of 2. 11 or greater on 2 10s to complete the maneuver.
Well, fellas, you're about to see 90s. I got a 10, just under.
How would I interpret that, guys?
So he went in, tried to do something more complicated than he could. He failed to grab any of them, but almost grabbed them all. So he was probably very distracting as he ran by doing this.
Metal, you're up.
Okay, can I now see into the upstairs where the ceremony was going on?
Yes. You can see it's packed with civil guard militia.
And there was something about a bottle, and Marchenko was tied up on an altar, right?
Yeah, and now you notice that every one of these civil guard dudes has like a brown Budweiser glass bottle, and they're tipping them up and they're chugging them.
So, and I don't know, whatever target of opportunity I'm going to lift him up and fly him out of the room to approximately where I am. And then I want to get a cool line if I can get him out.
If you spend 5 hero points, it's a done deal. You can find something. And if you don't, then what do?
I just want to grab him with whatever's there.
The place is cleared out of chairs. It's an open hall. The altar is built out of wood. The only thing that's going to be in there are nails, and they're not going to support pulling that thing up. So the first look is no, there isn't much.
They're all chugging down the evil potion. So if that's a no-go, Rico's there?
Feel the power!
Barbed wire! I'm going to barbed wire Rico. Roll of a total of 10. What are we using for modifiers? Because they're not at that much distance, right? Maybe 2-3 APs.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it
okay.
a -2.
Okay. So roll of a 10 is not enough?
No.
Okay. Barbed wire flies through the room and
goes on his arms, and he recognizes that it's that metal-throwing person.
Metal throwing metal, got it.
And his action, he is changing into his Wotan form, and it has his arms now down on the bound and gagged Malenko, and is pouring some energy into him, and he's writhing. His bindings are breaking as he's transforming into something.
Oh, God. Much for that.
Bug, and then militia.
The new player, I saw Warren charge in, didn't I?
Yeah, you saw.
I'm not sure what I saw, but he's not against me. Unfortunately, I don't have any idea of what's going on upstairs. How many guys with guns are there?
There's 4. The 5th guy used a law rocket. He'll probably pick up some small arm.
Right, because the reloading time on that is not going to be friendly to him.
It's like, fuck, he's still standing, guys! Pour it on! You know the break points in this game.
So I will bull rush the 4 who weren't using law rockets and just basically, clothesline them.
Are you going for all 5?
Only 4.
Only 4. Okay.
I figured the guy who's got to sort out his rocket launcher, I'm going to give him a break.
Their resistance value is 3. Opposing value is 3.
So these guys are not schmucks.
They're kind of Praetorian Guard like.
Yeah. They're not like hanging with us, but they're not like bozos either. So I need an 11. That sounds familiar.
Doesn't it?
And I get a 12.
Okay. You get to plow through them and catch a bunch. And their resistance value is 3. With no column shifts, I get a 4. And that's the damage each one of these guys take, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Right. Yes, sir.
And so they don't have the body to take that.
So they get knocked down and knocked out.
Yeah.
And then if you'll allow me a flourish, I will spin on the remaining guy and, crack my knuckles and look at him. The guy who had the rocket launcher.
He runs. He runs for the back fence.
The super speeder's starting to look good here.
I'm trying my best, damn it.
I think we've seen Wotan get a 31, but I think that's him maxing out.
I don't know. He's beaten me a lot.
Well, yeah, because the average, I think he's better than us, but...
Warren, you are up.
So you said I see one guy just hightailing it out of there. Correct?
Yep. He was the guy that was brazen enough to launch a law rocket in broad daylight.
Just for thematic purposes, Warren is he just ran in and ran out and screwed up what he was doing. He's kind of, oh shit, okay. And he's hyping himself up, and he's going to run. He sees the one guy running off, and he's going to go target him, just going to try to knock him out. Give him a little 1-2 in the back of the head or something.
You need a 5 or better.
All right, I got a 7.
Jesus, who called Jimmy Olsen?
The dice are not being your friend, Parker.
A result value of 5, if I'm reading it correctly.
Okay, I know stuff about Parker's character, and it's a little more complex than ours are, because his attack value is very different from his effect value, his action value in it. They might be because you're using your vibration power for damage, aren't you, Parker? Or did you change?
Or did you just run into him?
I think with this one specifically, I would have kind of done the Ezra Miller kind of just I'm pushing people. Normally, I do have vibe where I vibrate with my punch, but this guy, see him fleeing, my character still being kind of new and not wanting to go full force on him.
He pushes this guy right into the wooden fence at the back of the parking lot. And maybe even through it. Yeah, he goes hammering, hit him like a ping pong ball. Pow! And he goes sailing into the wooden fence, and he's toast. He's not getting up from that. He looks relatively unconscious.
Would I be able to turn back just to look back at the bug and just like
give the thumbs up?
Give him the old
absolutely.
And I actually will give you I'm a big old nerd too. I'll give you a thumbs up.
Just for context too, how normal is it for a rocket launcher to be fired off in the street?
It shouldn't be, but the level of gang violence over the last month has been ratcheting up because racial-motivated arson, burning down minority blocks and killing hundreds of people at a time, has occurred at 2 occasions.
We've been on TV a lot trying to stop gang violence.
And the Federal Bureau of Enhanced Entities has been around for 3 years. And their job is to identify and get enhanced entities to be registered. And it's illegal to not be registered if you're an enhanced entity.
And as superhero, don't you need to be a member of their organization, or can you freelance?
No, technically, you guys are all vigilantes.
I'll still give him the thumbs up, but in his mind, Warren is kind of like, holy shit, this is intense. He's got kind of a red jumpsuit and then just like a basic red mask. Yeah, just a red guy.
My ruined shoes and my mask.
You kind of look like a beach bum.
I do look like a beach bum. And it's not too far from the truth if we're being honest.
Wotan and Metal.
So I'm going to yell down to Jimmy Olsen or whoever the hell that is, as well as Bug, and tell Bug he's transforming a whole new crop of Nazi monsters, and then I take a monster truck and throw it into the building.
Lifted Chevy.
I just assumed monster truck. Maybe that was a...
Yeah, one of them is a monster truck. I'll give you that.
I know it's slightly out of turn, and I'm willing to give up my whole turn to do this, but as the truck's flying by, can I grab onto it and use it as my way into the building? I will give up my turn for this.
Okay.
Because it is just such a cool thing to do.
What's your dex?
7. I'm actually very physical.
I'm just going to make this a difficult action, and so you get an opposing value and a resistance value you're facing of 4.
Okay.
That means on the fly, as I look at this, it looks like you need to get a 7 or better to grab onto it.
11.
Okay.
Not great, but good enough to do it.
You go in within the monster truck. Kaboom!
So since I got 2 shifts, can I grab it and flip on it into the back and just kind of surf it in?
Yeah, absolutely. And you also see that they're all reacting very differently to the juice that they just drank.
Not what I wanted. So I've apparently very seriously wrecked a church.
Yeah, the whole side of the building is open now.
What I'm afraid of is not superpowers, but like berserkers, that these mofos are just going to mangle themselves to try to get us, is actually what I'm more afraid of than superpowers.
Hear ya.
Wotan finishes transforming Malenko, almost like a werewolf transformation, turns into a huge dog about 7 feet tall at the shoulder. More like a wolf. And rolls over onto the floor and shakily gets up, and we are in another combat round. We got to roll for initiative, guys. Fenris, rise! Before your slavering jaws rend my enemies! Wotan is going to leap at Bug and attempt to slam his big blue fist into your face.
Oh boy.
And his acting value is 9 against your...
7.
It's got to
so
get 9 or
it's a
better.
9. Yeah.
He gets an 11.
That's better than a 9. He does get a column shift against me, though.
Yep, so 2 points of damage. Wotan went. It is now Metal's turn.
So, am I close enough to a super speed guy that he can hear me reasonably?
Yes, and you're in your...
The boiler suit, so I look like an auto mechanic.
So there's this female auto mechanic that the truck throwing.
Hey, kid, did Bisbee Sharp send you?
No.
We're gonna be elbow deep in Nazi werewolves in about 2 minutes. Whoever sent you might want to send for his friends. What happened when I missed what happened? I saw that he was attacking, right? Wotan was going after Bug. Did he hit him?
Yeah.
He did.
Give him a good solid boom!
So Wotan, as crazy as it sounds for a man standing inside a building, is going to be hit by a truck.
So you're swinging the truck at him. His resistance value is...
Well, opposing, right?
Yeah, opposing value is 9.
Roll of a 14, acting and effective 8. I hate Nazi werewolves. I hit him and it does nothing. He just takes that truck and it wraps around him.
Wow.
Yeah, this is our trouble fighting this guy.
It was wrapping around him and he pushes it apart.
Okay.
Fenris the wolf, Wotan whistles, and 6 on you, Metal.
Joy.
Fenris just comes loping at you with slavering jaws and has a acting value of 4. 13 or better to hit. 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so I managed to bull fight and dodge aside the giant wolf.
It doesn't go running by. It's at you and trying to snap with its slavering jaws. It looks like it wants to just get you in its maw and shake you, like dogs like to do with things. Like dogs like to do with cats. Warren?
All right, so I had this lady scream at me thinking about Nazi werewolves, so that's interesting.
Be ready for Nazi werewolves.
I guess obviously I can see that this is all kind of happening in the building right now.
And I'm going to be looking at structural points, APs of the building pretty soon.
What kind of building was this?
It looks like a church hall. It's really just a rectangle box with a peaked roof, running lengthwise. It had stained glass windows, 3 on each side. Those are blown out. Basement space below grade, but the ground slopes that it's built on, so it gives the back of the building the look of 2 levels, while if you're in the front, you just see the main level.
Do I see said Nazi werewolf?
Yeah, it just tried to bite the girl in the coveralls.
Can I just do like a run-by attack where I just kind of, as I'm running, kind of clothesline or just have my fist kind of out, just boom, and then kind of keep going and turn around and see if it...
Mm-hmm. Yep, your opposing value that you're facing from Fenris is 4. Your acting value is 8. So you need to get a 7 or better to hit.
All right, I got a 10.
You get 1 column shift.
This would be my vibe. I'll kind of, be vibrating my fist as I'm going. If I saw that...
Okay, here's the complexity, if you don't mind me saying this, Parker. Here's the complexity of Warren's power, is that he can use his speed for his acting value or his effect value, not both at the same time. So his vibe power is what he can use. So if he's using his super speed to hit, he's using his vibe power to damage. So what's your vibe power? So if they're the same number...
7.
So it's slightly lower than your right.
Okay, no, that works out.
So the math actually works out in your favor. I'm overcomplex, something that comes down to being a net game and a 0, but to be technically true, they are different numbers.
It also means from a standing start, he could vibe his way through a sedan.
Right. He's no joke. He's just new to the scene.
You successfully slam the wolf Fenris, the transformed Russian mob boss Malenko, who's now Fenris, and you do damage, and you have that wolf's full attention.
Well, that's not what I wanted.
It's still standing, but it's doing this. It's shaking its head, and now it's looking at you maliciously,
I just kinda,
like, ooh, new thing to hate and chew.
I kind of look at my fist. I got a tuft of fur, my knuckles a little bit. And I look back up at him, visibly nervous. Like when he does stop and you can look at him, he looks like almost in shock and awe at what is going on around him.
Warren, the new guy on the block, came in and gave Fenris a stunning blow, and now he's going, and now he's froze. He's like, what do I do next?
Well, it might be beat the crap out of the bad guy time.
I'm looking rough. I have taken a Wotan fist to the face and a rocket launcher to the chest. I'm not doing great.
You'll remember the day that we met, I had to rescue you, so I've seen this before.
I am going to try to punch Wotan, because I'm not sure what the masses are going to do here, so unless I see some glowing artifact to smash, you never know, mystical crap.
It was all bottles.
But that being said, I'm just going to punch him in the face.
Do you want to spend any hero points to increase your effect or not?
A little allergic to spending hero points just because you're gambling them. There's no guarantee I'll even roll well enough to make it work. There's no chance that there's a good chance even if I hit him, I'm not going to do enough damage to hurt him.
It will be, as I get more sophisticated, my intent to put you guys in situations where you have to take that gamble. I haven't quite figured it out how I'm going to...
No, you've been doing pretty well on that. Make your play. You're in a fist fight.
15. A 15 is actually a good punch.
It is.
And he's like a 9, you said?
He is a 9.
So that is even a shift for me. But a shift for me isn't, I don't think, enough. Nope, I need 2 shifts to hurt him.
Yep, he takes your punch and he's chuckling evilly.
You're doing it right. Honestly, I believe 100% that you're doing it right, Jay. It's just that I'm so adverse to the gambling aspect of it.
It's going to be tough to get you to do it.
If it makes you feel better, I will gamble every time I get the opportunity.
Cool. I don't know.
You're going to be an entertaining guy. Okay, Speedball, the guy up there has managed to wipe the street with us a couple of times, and there's nothing we've been able to do to him. The big bastard that's beating up Bug is the toughest thing you have ever seen in your life. So whatever turned it up high, that's your target.
10 of them that drank are on the ground. They're unmoving. They have blood leaking out of their ears and eyes. They didn't take to the juice very well, but 10 of them are shakily standing and some type of transformation is happening to them. 2 of them a chance to flex their muscle to see what they have. One of them visibly grows 2 times his size. You see several of them growing. They just get big. One that grew these really long claws.
There's only me in the room.
Both myself and Warren are in the parking lot.
So that means the grew twice his size is going to swing at you. But his chances of hitting aren't very good, Bug. Acting value of 3.
Bug is a medium-sized tank.
And your opposing value is in the 7 to 8 column?
Yep, I am a 7 to 8.
So this militia dude that grew muscles needs a 15 or better to hit you. And he does not. You easily duck his fumbling attempts to try to deliver a hard blow to you. Another thing I like about this game, it's quick and easy, is to scan the stats of the character and find what you need. Warren, you're the first one up.
All right. So I was just told to go try to deal with Wotan. Okay. Being new to it, he'll do what he's told.
Big burly biker with blue skin, eyes of white with blue leaking out of it, plasma, long hair, got beads and bones in it.
Essentially, Predator put on a biker jacket.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rico looks like a 48-year-old dude. Wotan his facial features are very ancient, and he's got an eye patch. His left eye's got an eye patch over.
Well, then I'm going to try to, at first, I'm just going to run up. I've got a little bit of confidence. I just punched a werewolf, so I'm not afraid to punch this guy. Zip on up, and I'm just going to try to lay one right in the chest.
Okay. So your acting value is going to be 8. Opposing value is a 9. You need a 13 or better to hit.
13 or better. All right.
Mm-hmm. Not an easy thing to roll, but is doable.
I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's got some badass hand-to-hand combat skills. Just barely by fractions of inches avoids your blow.
That definitely will throw Warren off because he's not used to people being able to, bob and weave out of his way. So she wasn't lying.
He's a fast, competent fighter. So that was Warren. That brings us to, Wotan.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, well, I think Wotan is going to quick look at his powers, but I think he's just going to fight you.
In fairness, I've done a lot to piss off Wotan in the past. I threw his bike at him.
We have launched him very high in the air.
I'll give him a 30% chance to decide that Warren became a bigger threat. 30 or less. 4. For some reason, he doesn't like a really fast dude. Acting value is 9. Opposing value. It's going to be just dexterity or the speed?
It's going to be the speed.
So he needs a 9 or better to hit you. 15 total. I think you're going to get your first taste of punishment.
I took regeneration for a reason.
Really enjoying your classic super speedster here, all the way down to the red costume.
You take 10 points of damage to your body.
Oh, he gets blown backwards through the wall and stuff. 2 minutes before he gets a recovery check. He needs help.
Ow.
That was a big meaty
my ribs.
swat. Yeah, and you're like, whoa, this is for real. This is where everything becomes real to Warren.
So he's unconscious, right? At 10 points, he's out. It's almost to the point of fatal. One more point would have been fatal in his first hit. Okay.
I got backup characters in mind. It's okay.
Metal.
Okay.
You saw Speedster go flying in at Wotan and get his clock cleaned. You're back to being Fenris's target.
I am less concerned with Fenris and more with the big fish. I'm going to spend 5 points, do a critical hit. I'm going to use a hubcap in an attempt to decapitate Wotan. Get the thing up and going and get it spinning like mad. Acting is going to be 13 in this case.
And you're going against a 9 when you need a 7 or better to hit.
Rolled an 8, barely made. But my effect value is going to be 3 columns in my favor. So in this case, my effect value is going to be 8 with 3 columns in my favor. So you can either think of it as resistance is 3 columns lower, or my effect value is 3 higher. It's the same effect.
I'm going to say I'm looking at 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage with 3 columns in my favor.
I think, unless I'm reading it wrong.
I think it's 5, because he's got a defense of 12, so I get 5. Metal's effect is 13, to make the math easy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. There, yeah. You locked.
So it's 5. So it's not a joke.
That,
Did it make a clanging noise? What did this sound like?
I'd say more like a razor. Like
Yeah.
slash. Like you got blue blood-like energy bleeding out of his neck. Like you almost decapitated him.
Am I coming up next or soon? He said with optimism.
Yes.
Because I want to follow up. When that hits him, what in his throat, what I want to do is like kick it again to drive it further into his throat.
Someone's got to go get Grayson over there.
You got it right in his neck, and it's like
Yeah, and before it can fall out, I kind of want to like hammer it in. I am maxed out to what I can do for my powers to get strength. So I will, because now I'm terrified. If I'm going to go in, I'm going to go in. So 4 and 3. So I want to spend 4 points on action and 3 on effect. So that will get me to functionally a 13 and a 13.
going against a 9 and a 12.
Let me jot this down while I'm doing it because I don't want to screw up my numbers later. So let me spend 2 more on action. I can get it up to 3 more on action, so I can get it up to a 16.
And so that gives you need a 5 or better.
Right. See, that's my fear, is spending all the points and then having it mean fucking nothing is what pisses me off about
It's
it.
a gamble. It's
That's
a
why
gamble.
we role play, baby. There's no plot armor here. Even heroes bleed, baby.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of that right now.
I'm coming to help! I'm coming to help!
Parker, even heroes bleed is just play on the rules that we were using, which is the Blood of Heroes special edition.
In fairness, I'm now mad at myself because I rolled so well that I would have hit him regardless. But I rolled a fucking 14. But this means a lot of things right now.
It means 4 column shifts for 1.
And then I start at a 13 against his 12. 4 column shifts gets me to 1, 2, 3 to 9 damage as I kick that manhole cover through his neck.
Hubcap. We're doing a hubcap this time, not a manhole cover. That was last.
Hubcap. I apologize.
I know manhole cover is kind of my motif. I know.
That's going to take him out. The hubcap gets kicked out of his neck. His head goes back like nearly headless Nick and blows a bunch of bluish energy out of it as he screams and falls and crunches to the ground.
The downside to this is we know this won't stop him. You're not here for this, Parker, but this guy's actually not the guy. He's the guy in the guy.
Yep.
Possession.
Guy in the guy. So that brings us to Fenris.
But we get a W in this column. We have yet to get a W in this guy.
Teamwork.
Darn straight.
Attacking value of 4
Nope.
versus 8.
My opposing? No, I had to use my power of 6.
Okay, it still needs a 13 or better to hit you. 8, but it's double force.
Of course it is.
8 plus 13 is 21.
My resistance is 5.
Well, first I got to count my shifts, right? 2
Yep.
column shifts.
Okay.
Effect value is a shaking bite. Its strength is 6.
Shit.
Resistance 6 to 5. And I said 3 column shifts.
I said 2 columns. Is it 3?
No, it's 2. That's
Okay.
right.
That's going to be a major difference here.
So you take 3 points of damage and you are locked in its jaws. And now it's time for the militia.
The risk on focusing on the big guy, everybody else gets a shot off at us.
Yeah, but in fairness, I'm a lot less worried. I know you are worried because the way your powers work for the way my powers work, but I'm a lot less worried about the militia than you are about the dog boy.
I'm going to group these guys into little attack groups.
Team attacks.
There is a guy whose muscles got enhanced, the dude with the claws. From inside the church, one of them shoots a blast of energy from his arms. The energy blast is going to go off first and is not going to be combined with the muscle guy and the guy with the claws. So the attack value is 3. Your opposing value is 6.
Who are you shooting at?
Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought it was dog engaged.
Yeah, no, this is the dog did, but you are each getting a
Opposing of 6, resistance of 5.
14 is a hit, but I don't think that's going to be enough for damage. Worth the damn. Yeah, it's not, because he needed a 13 to hit. No damage. Hits you with an energy blast, but seems to not affect you.
Set another boiler suit on fire. I'm going through these like Bug is going through T-shirts.
These other 2 guys are going to attack you with their physical attacks. One is killing because it's claws.
Oh, these guys are all going at me?
There's a total of 10 of them. 3 of them are going at you.
Okay.
Team attack by 2, so that just gives opposing value of -1. I don't think that changes your category.
You know, Andy, I had this vague hope that if we took out the shaman at the center, it would depower these guys. Apparently, that's not how it works at all.
Yeah, I was hoping for that too, but
Nope, they miss.
Good.
Both of them miss you. You are down, Warren, so you're not a threat. You're not...
He's going to get up pretty quick with the regeneration, but it's still going to be minutes, not seconds.
well, in fairness, I have a plan for our next round.
Okay.
You got 4 militia looking at you with an intent to do harm, but only one of them acts because he says, "Hold, wait! Let me bind him first!" And the sludgy slime comes out of his hands at you with an acting value of 3. Always feel free to shout out numbers to me, but he rolled a 13, so he hit. But it's on the number, so I think that's going to be a no effect.
Yeah, it hits me, but I kind of shrug and it just falls off.
He's trying to make the sludge bind your arms, and it doesn't work. There's 3 dudes that got transformed to various sizes. There's like big guy, medium big guy, and guy got really juiced. They are picking up Wotan. They are running out the side of the building that's wide open with him. We are at initiative.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Gumball. 30.
Metal's at the top,
Okay.
looking at this shit show.
I am going to, because I got a wolf grappled onto me, right?
I am using, and this may not be an effective use of the power, but I chose Poison Touch for the shaking, the continuous shaking of having you.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And that
That's
just seemed to be an easy mechanic to go, okay, I bite you and I have a hold of you and I can do some continuous damage unless you break free.
I am going to shoot up at full speed of a Formula race car, in the idea that I'm trying to drag him off with the acceleration shock and get away from these other lunatics that are trying to kill me. I have just rolled the best dice I have since we've started this game.
Opposing value was going to be strength, which is 6. Strength of its jaws.
I have rolled a 24.
That's pretty damn good.
That is the best roll since we've started thing anyway. How far he drops, I'm completely into dropping him far.
I think you got, if I'm reading this right, 7 column shifts.
That was an incredible roll. That is quite possible, yeah.
Its opposing value against being hit is nominally its dexterity, which is 4.
So I drop him from a great height?
I believe so. I believe you are able to, with such a good roll, time it so you can get some maximum height before you kick this fucker free.
Quarter mile.
Wow. Quarter of a mile. I'm a hiker, you know. I know what a quarter mile is from walking it. That's impressive. So Fenris's turn is going to be spent
splatting on the concrete.
So, Wotan is unconscious. The militia is 9. Fenris is falling. So it's actually Fenris's... No, Bug.
I will yell, grab the kid and get out of here. And then I will focus my attention on the 3 bozos who have grabbed Wotan and say, yeah, we just took out your boss. You guys are fucking nothing. And then I will charge them because they're jumping out of the building.
They're running to a pickup truck to throw Wotan in the back bed of the pickup truck. That's what their intention is.
I imagine only one guy's carrying him because the rest of it, splitting up amongst 3 guys, is impractical as fuck.
One guy picks him up and the other 2 are watching his back as he runs to the pickup truck.
I will bowl through them and smack the guy who's got actually carrying him in the back.
One of them has growth times 3, the other has growth times 4.
Someone really hard to slam or knock back. That's a lot of math.
Yeah, but I'm not looking to actually knock him back. I'm looking to rip out his heart. Okay, probably not rip out his heart, but...
We're kinder, gentler superheroes than that. Come on.
Yeah, I don't think I joined the right superhero team.
No. Bug is actually pretty soft and gentle. In fact, usually Metal's on him for being a little too kind and forgiving.
And trying to talk people out of battle while they're in battle.
Yeah, I've actually fought people trying to talk them to stop fighting.
Nice.
But they weren't Nazis.
Are you attacking the one that is carrying Wotan or the 2 that are not?
The one that is carrying Wotan.
Is there any rules for trying to, I guess there's not, but 2 militia dudes that are guarding his back would want to try to block you?
I would count it like as an assisting kind of thing, that they can give him column shifts, just like when I'm trying to assist Metal in the... I mean, we can look it up, but honestly, for our purposes... That sounds
good.
I kind of just make a ruling, move on, and look it up later kind of thing.
They're going to get a +1 to their opposing value.
Right, because they can't really give it to the resistant value because they can't suck up the blow for him, but they can certainly make it harder for me to hit him.
It really means nothing. It goes from a 3 to a 4.
I got an 8, so I'm glad it's really super low.
So you needed a 7 to hit, right? And you got an 8?
I got an 8, so I hit. Now his resistance is probably better than most of the guys I punch, but...
Body of 6?
So I get him for 3.
And he's got a weight of 6 APs if that ever comes into...
Yeah, I hit him in the back and kind of bounce off of him, but he fucking feels it.
He goes from a body of 6 down to a body of 3. Tosses Wotan in the back of the pickup truck and turns to fight you.
I will make full-on eye contact with this guy as he looks down at me, and I look up to him. And then I go, you know my partner actually controls Metal, right?
The sanctity of Wotan will not be violated. Increased strength ability, but first he's got to tag you.
You are kind of beat up, man. We're all kind of beat up.
I'm kind of beat up. It's dropped from the badass of fighting Wotan. I'm in a fight I feel comfortable in now, not a fight that I was like having my ass handed to me in.
He's got to get a 15 or better to hit. 7, 8, 9. Miss. There's 2 behind you, though.
Yep.
And they're going to try to do the same thing.
Oh, good. Giants trying to punch him out. Could you imagine this parking lot? Can you imagine what a mess we've made of this real estate?
I would feel bad except for Nazis. Anytime I start to feel bad, I go, Nazis.
Well, look, as long as that Taco Bell is still there.
One of them lands a punch at a effect value of 5.
Nice.
But no column shifts, so I think that results in nothing.
Yeah, that bounces.
You know, though, where the guy
Away from our leader.
You are looking at knockback that won't cause damage. You start talking about those big numbers, you're likely to see bugs landing in the next building or the next town.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I got nothing.
Okay.
So I got an N, a big N. Fenris hits the ground.
We have pizza Fenris.
Effect value against resistance value.
Yes.
You're at 8 with the distance.
Yes.
And its resistance is, even though it's reduced, you always use the full body, right?
Correct.
So his body is 10.
Ooh, he's a brute.
He takes it? Woo-hoo! Okay.
The beast takes it. Doesn't like it. Doesn't have an action this turn, but gets up and shakes it off, and is like looking around.
Okay. Are there more villains, or are we in the next phase?